All right, let's get right into one of the weirdest things our brain does. That moment when you wake up and you're just not sure if something was a dream or a memory. You know that feeling, right? You wake up, maybe your heart's pounding a little, and there's this scene just playing out in your head, clear as day. And then the question hits you. Wait, did that actually happen? Or was I just dreaming? It's a feeling we've all had, and believe it or not, there's a really good reason our brains get so mixed up. And sometimes the dream feels even more real, doesn't it? More vivid, more emotionally loaded than things that actually happened yesterday. You might have a dream about a whole conversation with a friend that feels so authentic, you're literally reaching for your phone to text them about it. That powerful feeling, remembering something that never even happened, that's what we're going to get into. And this is really the heart of it. We love to think of memory as this perfect high-definition recording of the past, and dreams are just, fantasy, total fiction. But what science is telling us is, nope, that clean line we try to draw between them, it's not really there. It's more like a flimsy screen door, and things are constantly slipping back and forth. Okay, so how on earth does our brain pull this off? How does it become this incredible storyteller every single night, mixing up fact and fiction so well that we can't even tell the difference? Well, the secret is hidden in this tiny little part of our brain that's actually shaped like a seahorse. Let's talk about the hippocampus. Seriously, this thing is the MVP of your memory. All day long, it's busy logging everything you experience. But here's the really cool part. It's not just recording facts. It's weaving together the what, the where, and, this is crucial, how you felt about it all. Then, at night, especially during that deep REM sleep, it just kicks into overdrive. It's like a night manager, sifting through everything from the day, trying to figure out what's important enough to keep. And here's the kicker. That's exactly when our most intense, vivid dreams are happening. And what's just wild is how similar these two jobs are. I mean, look at this. Both dreaming and locking in memories, they start with the exact same stuff. Little bits and pieces of your day, your brain is replaying scenes, sounds, feelings, all of it. The only real difference is what it's trying to do. One process is trying to build a solid, reliable memory. The other is taking those exact same pieces and weaving them into some wild, emotional, and often totally illogical story. It's kind of like they're two different products being built in the same factory, using the same box of parts. So that brings up this kind of mind-bending question, doesn't it? If the two processes are that similar, could a memory just be a dream that your brain decided to clean up, fact-check, and save? I mean, what if that feeling of remembering is just the final, polished version of a story that started out as a completely chaotic dream? And this whole blurring of the lines, it's not just some weird little brain quirk. It has real-world effects that I bet you've experienced yourself. And the thing is, these aren't bugs or glitches in the system. They're actually features of how our creative, story-making brain is supposed to work. Think about déjà vu, that spooky feeling that you've been here before. That could just be a tiny hiccup where a new experience gets confused with a piece of an old dream. Or how about false memories? It's surprisingly easy to remember things that never happened because our brain would rather create a good story than just store raw data. And then there's confabulation, which is just a fancy word for when your brain creatively fills in the blanks in a memory to make the whole story make sense. It's not trying to lie to you, it's just patching a hole to keep the narrative going. And this really sums it up perfectly. Your brain isn't a camera, It's not just passively recording what happens. It's an author, an active storyteller. Every single night, it takes all the events of the day, shuffles them around like a deck of cards, and writes a story. Sometimes that story ends up being a dream, and other times it becomes a memory. So, if our brains are storytellers and our memories are the stories they tell, what does that actually mean for our past, for who we are? It kind of forces us to completely rethink what it even means to remember something. First off, we have to throw out that old idea of memory being like a dusty old file cabinet or a computer hard drive where we store these perfect little video clips of our experiences. That's just not how it works. It's something way more alive, more dynamic, and honestly, way more interesting. Instead, a much better way to think about it is that your memory is a living story. And here's the craziest part. Every single time you remember something, you're not just playing it back. You are actively rewriting it just a little bit. And again, this isn't a flaw, it's a feature. This constant rewriting is how we learn, how we fit new information into our life story, how we adapt. So your past isn't this fixed thing set in stone. It's almost like a living dream that changes a little bit every time you revisit it. And that is the key takeaway here. This isn't a one-way street where memories just feed our dreams. It goes both ways. Sure, dreams pull from the raw data of our lives to build their crazy worlds. But our memories, in their constant effort to make a good, coherent story about who we are, they'll absolutely borrow stuff from our dreams. The intense emotions, the way a story flows, and yeah, sometimes even the completely made-up parts. So maybe the final thought is this. What if we just stopped trying to draw this thick, bold line between them? What if instead we saw both our dreams and our memories as just different pieces of the same giant, ongoing, always changing story? The story of you. Definitely something to think about next time you wake up wondering, was that real? Thanks for joining me on this one.